30 seconds of wrestling with it. I didn't know that it wouldn't work. How you doing, Nashville? My name is Ken Marrero. You may have been to my blog at bluecollarmuse.com. That's okay, Matt. I don't mind. Go for it, brother. I also have an online business at raisingitright.com. We help merchants, candidates, and organizations on the right raise funds. And I'm working with the National Fiscal Conservative PAC as well, who is sponsoring Ann Coulter on May 29th. She'll be here in town. You can go right outside that door and hook around to the tables there and find out all that information. Liberty. My opinion, it is the most important right. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But let me ask you a couple of questions. If you had all the life in the world, if you lived for thousands of years, but were not free to govern your own life, what good would it be? If you had all the possessions in the world, all the property, if you pursued your happiness and acquired stuff, and you had it by the boatload, but were not free to use it as you see fit, what good would it be? Liberty is what binds us together as Americans. People came to this country, and still do, from all over the world, not for 2 cars in every garage and a chicken in every pot, not to find whatever. They come to be free. Yay! Think about it. There was nothing worse than being the second son in old Europe. Because whether your older brother was competent or not, he got everything. And what did you get? Worst of all would be a bastard son. You don't even get recognized. People came to this country for religious freedom. Our nation was birthed on the premise that you, man, are a free person. That you, sir, are a free man. No one has the right to tell you what to do with your life. You are free. That's what it means to be an American. For many, many years, that was recognized in this country and accepted. Many years after the founding of our country, another great American said it this way: 87 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. I submit to you that we've forgotten that, or at least 535 people in Washington, D.C. have forgotten that. Amen. I have not. And there's coming a time, guys, where we're going to have to line up. We're going to have to decide, will we be free or will we allow others to enslave us? And that's really the way it works. Tyranny wears a lot of different hats. It comes in a lot of different guises. Liberty has one face, and it's the one that looks back at you from the mirror every morning. Many people will try to enslave you. Only you can decide, I will live today as a free man or a free woman. If you wake up with that heart and with that attitude, nobody can take your liberty away from you. Not long ago, I watched the movie 300 with two of my youngest children, my 2 youngest children. They're here somewhere, I'm not sure. Over there. Oh, they're all here in the back. And I was struck by one line. I'm sure I'd heard it the other times that I'd seen it. But King Leonidas is talking with his wife, and he's trying to decide what to do because the laws of Sparta said you can't go. And he was conflicted because he knew what was right. And his wife said to him this. She said, you should not ask yourself, what would a king of Sparta do? You should not ask yourself what a citizen of Sparta would do. You ask yourself, what would a free man do? And then you base your decision on that. And so I ask you today, as we face a tyrannical government bent on ramming things down our throat that A, we don't want, and B, are patently and demonstrably unconstitutional, but they're doing it anyway, what do free men and women do in response to that?
Resist.
Absolutely. Whatever you find for your hands to do. Abraham Lincoln went on to say this, "Now we find ourselves in the midst of a great civil war, testing whether this nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated will long endure." Guys, we're right back in that fight. Half the country wants to take from the other half of the country. And the fight we're coming up against is going to be very, very similar. We're going to find brother against brother, father against son, neighbors pitted against one another. Understand this. Patrick Henry said, "Give me liberty or give me death." He was not asking to die. He understood the value of life. But he was saying this, "I refuse to live a single day of my life as less than a free man."
Yeah.
We have that same choice. We're here today. When we leave here tonight and we go back to our neighborhoods, we go back to our families, we go back to our workplaces, let's be beacons for liberty. Let's talk about liberty. Let's talk about real choice. Let's talk about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is what built this country. It is what has funded and created and blessed a world, not just a country, a planet, America. Not me, not you as individuals, but the ideals that we have fought and died for 200 plus years. I'm honored to share this stage with so many patriots. I'm honored to be here with you. Thank you so much for coming today. God bless you, and God bless these United States.
Ken Marrero. Thank you, Ken.